Our AmplifiHER Award is the Foundation's highest honor, given to an individual each year whose work has advanced gender equality and opportunity for women and girls in New Hampshire. It is our honor to celebrate Senator Maggie Hassan with this year's 2025 AmplifiHER Award.
I first met Maggie when I moved home from college, and she offered me the job, and it was like, yes, of course, I will work for this brilliant, passionate woman.
Maggie's a wonderful blend of her parents. Her dad, who has that kind of political sense, and her mom, who wants to make sure everyone feels included socially. She's an incredible advocate. When Maggie walks in the room, she's right there for you.
She was a really good listener, and that was an exceptional skill to see in somebody who was, oftentimes always the smartest person in the room.
I'm the daughter of two teachers, right? So the dining room table was where seminars were held, and I'm not kidding about that. My parents would often have a section of the paper at the breakfast table, and Dad would occasionally lower the paper, so all of a sudden his face would appear, and he would say, "What are you doing for freedom today?" Which was kind of a hard question for a fourth grader, but it really did pique this sensibility. And for those like my dad who had served in World War II, they had a right to ask the rest of us, we did our part, what are you doing? And that always stayed with me. As I think a lot of people know, our oldest, Ben, has pretty severe disabilities, and I began to advocate for him the way all parents advocate for their kids.
And then she brought that conversation to Concord.
And I felt like I could make a difference not just for our family, but for other families.
I remember vividly the time that Maggie called me and said, they've asked me to run for the state Senate seat in District 23.
And I said, well, that's really nice. I guess I'll think about it, but I don't think it's really likely. And she said, well, the deadline's tomorrow at 5. So I called Tom and I said, isn't this nice? It's kind of flattering.
And she gave me all the reasons why she couldn't do it. We've got Ben and we've got Meg was just born, and I've just got so much.
Tom, on the other end of the phone said,
I stopped her and I said, listen,
you'd be really good at it. We'll make it work. And that's what made me decide to do it.
Maggie was somebody that you could put in front of almost anybody, and she would be comfortable and talk and compassionate and connect.
That's just always been a part of her. She's a great leader, and you really need to make people come together. She just has that gift to do it.
Dad would say to me, you don't have to like all Americans. We're all going to be different, but we do have to love each other.
I think I saw Maggie as her best as a leader when the Senate was considering marriage equality. I remember just sitting in that room at 25, being like, wow, this enormous thing just happened while I was sitting here. And Maggie sort of did it casually without anyone really thinking they've been pushed one way or another.
Mom always had in her heart, what is the North Star? How can we get as much progress as possible? Recognizing that you can't force people to get there.
The process of engaging and finding common ground is unbelievably important work. It's also unbelievably rewarding work.
Probably somewhere there is a really great comprehensive list of all of the bills that Mom worked on or signed into law or sponsored. But to me, one of the really powerful things that she does is just lead by example.
My mother used to say to me, lots of women who've made the biggest difference in the history of our country have done so with their kids with them, or sometimes at home without them, but that kids can understand a purpose larger than themselves and that this is their part in making a difference too.
As Hillary Clinton would say, it takes a village. We have learned that lesson over and over again.
Maggie was able to do what she did because she had a team of people supporting her family.
A caregiving team around Ben who has enriched our lives enormously, and in particular, his anchor caregiver, Joyce, who has been with him 35 of his 36 years. And just when I am feeling frazzled and torn about needing to be two places at once, and I have a mother in her 90s, so sometimes it feels like three places at once, the family rallies around and says, Mom, go do what you got to do. It's important, and we've got this covered.
That balance, watching her manage all of those competing priorities, was really, really interesting. But what it showed me was you have to bring your full self to everything.
People in New Hampshire have gotten to watch a whole bunch of really wonderful women leaders in our state, including Mom, do the job and do it really well. That in and of itself speaks volumes to what modern womanhood and modern leadership can look like.
I am the proud mother of a 36-year-old young man with severe cerebral palsy. And a day does not go by when I don't think about what did I do when I was pregnant with him that might have caused the hydrocephalus that has so impacted his life. So please do not suggest that anybody in this body of either political party doesn't want to know what the cause of autism is. Mr. Kennedy, that first autism study rocked my world. And when you continue to sow doubt about settled science, it makes it impossible for us to move forward, and it freezes us in place.
A lot of politicians can't go there. Maggie can.
To the next generation and the generation after that, and I hope many generations of women to come, if you don't run for office, who will? And if you don't feel like you can run for office yourself, what campaign are you going to work on? What community service are you going to do? We need to engage with each other. We need to bring out the best of each other, and know that when you do, when you sit across a table from somebody from a different part of the country with different politics than yours, and when you really talk to them, you will find you have a lot in common, and you will find that there is a real possibility for progress in that meeting, in that moment, and all the things that will flow from that. Other than marrying Tom and having my two wonderful children, holding public office is the best thing I've ever done. So while, yeah, there are times I worry about the sacrifices my family has made, doing this work, whatever role it's been, is the privilege of a lifetime, and I'm very lucky.